Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Thanks for stopping by the channel once again. If you watched my video from a couple weeks ago, we ran this solar air conditioner off of a little portable power station I had built. Just a 100 amp hour battery, simple inverter, nice little setup. And I was saying in the video, I wish I had a thermal imaging camera so I could show you how cool the battery was staying, how well everything was doing. And obviously the people at Hikmicro were listening because they offered to send this guy out. So this is the new Hikmicro ECO series thermal imaging camera. This is their kind of newest model. You might be familiar with the B20, that was sort of their flagship model, but this is the new model. It's a little more compact. So I'm going to unbox this for you, put it to a couple uses and show you what it's all about. So it's got infrared resolution of 96 by 96, upscaled to 240 by 240 with their Super IR technology. It's got a 25 Hertz image frequency for a nice quick refresh on the screen, 50-degree wide-angle lens, and an 8-hour continuous runtime. So I've been playing around with this a little bit already, and it's awesome. I never really realized how many uses you could find for a thermal camera. Wish I had one a long time ago now. So I'll unbox it for you here and show you kind of what it is. So right off the bat, you get this little certificate of calibration. You get a nice little manual. You'll find you don't really need too many settings out of this manual. Everything's really straightforward, nice and easy to use. So this is the unit. It's got a nice rugged feel to it. Nice kind of a soft rubber compound on the outsides. Pretty rugged. Nice bit of weight to it. Feels pretty good quality. I've been playing with this a lot and it's come in super handy already. So this is probably going to be the charger. I haven't actually opened this yet. Yep, looks like a pretty standard USB charger. USB-C. Nice rechargeable battery on this. You don't have to worry about carrying around your AA's. You know I had to save the screen peel for you. So I'm going to fire this thing up. I'll show you a couple images with it. It's really sunny out right now, so I think the glare is going to be a bit of an issue, but I have some other clips I'll probably show you. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit too sunny here. So I'll take you inside, show you a couple things out of the sun, and show you a few clips. Okay, so most of you are already familiar with this. This is the indoor head for my solar heat pump. As you can see, the camera is already pointing out some deficiencies in my attic insulation. It automatically selects the hottest and the coldest points in view. So it's got my attic there. It's got a little laser pointer on it. So if you're not sure what you're looking at, you can point that and it's dead center on the screen. You can see the mini splits pumping out nice coal there. But we've got a couple issues with the attic. You can actually see the roof joists in the attic. You can see where the insulation is lacking a little bit. You can see the heat transfer from the attic space down to the drywall, like right here. So pretty cool, really handy. I have blown in insulation. I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, there's a couple spots here at the wall. And you can also cycle through a couple different color patterns. I kind of like this white hot. The above alarm is cool. It doesn't really work on this because I'm showing you a cold spot, but if you are looking at something all one temperature, it'll highlight anything in red that's a little bit hotter. Got a number of different color schemes. Fusion. I like this one, the iron bow. That's kind of your standard thermal imaging color scheme. So now I'm going to show you the difference between the Super IR versus non-Super IR. So right now I have it turned off. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it looks a little bit more pixelated, a little grainy. This is the Super IR that scales it up to 240 by 240. So flicking that on, it really smooths out the image. I don't know if it really comes across on camera, but it makes a pretty big difference when you're just looking at the screen here. So that's the 240 by 240. Everything's just a little smoother, a little clearer, a lot easier to see. So this is my solar breaker. I mentioned this in another video that I'm not a huge fan of this breaker. I noticed it was getting pretty hot. Wasn't really sure how hot it was getting because, you know, I can't really take a surface temperature any other way. So with this guy, we can have a little look inside the breaker box here and see that the breaker is getting pretty hot. You can see the hottest point up near the top is around 130 degrees. So maybe not as hot as I thought, but it is still pretty hot. So I do have a new solar disconnect I'm going to replace this with, but yeah, super handy for pointing that out. It is about a 90-degree day, so you can see on the center point there, that 6x6 post is at 90 degrees. I apologize for the glare, but the post is around 90 degrees. I waited till the sun was off of this unit so I could show kind of the the breaker without any gain from the sun itself. And yeah, as you can see, it's pretty hot. So I am going to swap that out either later in this video or in another video, but super handy. I knew it was hot. I didn't know how hot. I thought it actually might have been a little bit hotter, so I think we're okay for now, but we'll get that swapped out. Now it's also pretty handy for finding cold spots. As you can see here, these are the service valves on the heat pump. We have a nice 38-degree service valve, so nice and cool going into the house. I want to check the discharge air here, see how hot that is. It's pretty sunny out still. You can see our discharge temperature in the center is around 90 degrees. The camera's picking up the hottest spot, which is actually the concrete down there, still in the sun. Here we are in the shed. If you watched my last video, you'll know this is my new solar setup. Now, the inverter's off, so it's not hot, but I notice if you shine this camera at the ceiling, you can see exactly where my solar panel is on the roof. The roof is a little bit cooler where it's shaded from the panel, so that's pretty cool. You can totally see through this piece of plywood and see how hot the roof is where the solar panel is. All right, this is my main air conditioner. This is a 2-ton ream condensing unit, so you can see we have a nice warm discharge temperature. Pretty hot condenser fan motor. Kind of thought the head of the compressor would be the hottest point, but it's actually my condenser fan motor sitting around 130 degrees, which is a little warm. Again, not too bad. The coil is nice and clean, so there's not much more I can do for it, but you can see the discharge line off the compressor is nice and hot. And then if we go down here, let's check this coil. You can see some heat coming out of the condensing coil, and you can see a nice cold suction line and a nice warm liquid line. Sitting around 53 on the suction and about 82 on the liquid. You even see a little bit of heat up on my siding there from the discharge. I didn't really plan to give you a full tour of my house, but I'm kind of getting a little carried away with this thing. Every room I go into, I seem to find something new and cool. So if you look here, that's actually the supply run to that register. You can see through the drywall how cold that one joist space is with the pipe running through it. So pretty handy for spotting things behind the walls. You could probably find foundation leaks, leaks in an attic with a camera like this. You can clearly see where that supply run is, even from behind the wall. So this is my furnace. You've probably seen this in another video, but as you can see, we have a nice warm liquid line filter dryer sitting around 78 degrees. And you can see the ductwork up here is nice and cold. Camera automatically picks it up as the coldest point at around 47 degrees Fahrenheit. So the AC is working really good today. Picks up a little hot spot there in the return air. And you can see the coil is nice and cold. Center point is at 56 degrees. That's an insulated door, so not as cold as the plenum, but yeah, super handy for spotting. You know, if you were looking for a problem in the air conditioner, you could see a temperature drop across this filter dryer without even feeling it. You could spot that immediately, so very handy. And the last thing I want to show you is my breaker panel. I actually came in here to have a look at my little battery system, but I noticed right away I had a warm breaker, warmer than all the rest. So that is the GFCI breaker, so that's normal. It's a little bit warmer. It's got a little coil in there. But if you were looking to troubleshoot a breaker panel, you could spot which one it is pretty easily. Now, it's not overly hot. It's only 77, 76 degrees, but you can see it is hotter than the other one. So automatically the camera flags it as the hottest point, and if you were troubleshooting a panel, that would come in super handy. So overall, this is a really nice little camera. I'll post a link below. You can find these on Amazon. They go for $2.99 Canadian, and if you guys are interested in a thermal camera, definitely check them out. You've also maybe noticed I'm starting to do a few more product placements on the channel. I know some of you might not be into that, but it does help me make new content on stuff like this when I'm not getting paid by YouTube yet. So I got a little ways to go before I'm at that point. So in the meantime, you might see a few product placements, and I hope you understand. You won't see anything on this channel that I think is not a good enough product to show. I've had a few things sent out that I didn't like the quality of. I sent them back. I scrapped the video. You won't see something like that. Okay, well, it's finally time to change out this breaker. I think I've pushed my luck on this long enough. Like I said, it was getting pretty hot. I asked you guys in the last video if you had a better recommendation, and a lot of people mentioned this. This is the IMO solar isolator, so it's good for up to 32 amps and 1,000 volts DC. So that's from Signature Solar. I think it was around $70, $80. Pretty nice little unit, so I'm going to get that swapped out, and hopefully we have no issues in the future. Okay, well that was a pretty quick little install. This thing looks nice mounted up on the post. I think I will keep this old breaker. I'll probably use it for another project. These are okay. I think we were just pushing it a little too hard. We had 210 volts DC going through it, and I don't think it could quite handle it. So once again, just want to say thanks to everybody for watching. Big thanks to anyone who bought something from the Signature Solar page and used my link. That's awesome. Any commissions I make are going to go straight back into new equipment, new products for the channel. So as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.